So this is going to be a controversial video. I don't really care, to be honest. This is just 5 movies I like, but I don't love. So these are like movies that everybody loves, but I don't like. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you're probably a fan of the channel Cinemassacre. And listen, I did watch his video, and I really liked his video, and I thought it should be a video that I do. Like talking about movies that I have feelings on or different opinions on and stuff. But I don't have like a 10. I just have like a 5. So let's do this. So let's pull out my 5 movies here. Alright, here we go. Here's my 5 movies. Let's start with number 5. This is just at number 5 because it's just kind of like, I mean, it's not that unpopular to dislike this movie, but it's still pretty beloved, especially when it came out. Crazy Rich Asians. I bought this at Black Friday for $4. I didn't watch this one in the theaters. At least I think I didn't. I don't remember. It's okay. Like, I think this is a perfectly fine movie. There's some cool aspects to it. The way it really features the Asian culture. Like, people really love Black Panther because it features black culture, but it really doesn't. Like, it's just a stupid comic book movie that we overpraise because it's got black people in it, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But, cool. You like it because it represents your culture. I guess cool, but, like, seriously, calm down. Not the greatest movie ever made, not the greatest Marvel movie ever made, not great as anything. It's just a fine movie. And I feel about the same about this, just a little bit better than Black Panther. Like, it's probably a lot higher. This obviously is not a superhero movie, though. The book is pretty good. It's actually a series of books that you guys should read. They're actually really good. The movie is... It's a pretty well-directed movie. It's a pretty well-acted movie. There's a lot of good aspects to this movie, but it's just like, I mean, what's the hype about it? It's just the Asian culture thing. And I'm tired of the thing going on nowadays where we just hype up movies because they feature some minority group. The fact is, Hollywood does not care about you. Don't act like they do. They don't. They don't care about you. They shouldn't, they're making movies about these cultures because they'll make more money. They're not doing it because they like you or they like your culture. It's because people whine that there aren't enough representation, so they feel like they have to. But when they don't give a crap in the first place, they're not going to make a million movies like this. They're only going to make like 1. And there's better movies that feature these cultures. Look at Moonlight. That's a better movie with black minority groups and things like that. So yeah, I think this is a perfectly acceptable movie. Check it out because you'll probably end up liking it more than me. Keep in mind, I have respect for all the movies here. I own them. I do like them in a sense. Actually, I have 6 movies here that I feel that way about, not 5, but so let's move on. Napoleon Dynamite. This is number 5. I think this movie is a funny, quirky comedy. That's it. There's no greater themes or anything. Now, a movie does not need to have that stuff, but this is a movie so hyped and talked about. But what is there here to talk about? It's just a stupid comedy. And as a stupid comedy, I'm entertained by it. I find it funny. There's some quirky scenes that are really awkward and really goofy and I really like. But there's nothing to this film. This isn't some amazing film. It's just some funny movie that's quirky and goofy. And as that, I like it as that. But I think this movie's so overhyped because it's just, there's not much here. There really is not. There's just a lot of smaller aspects to a film like this that just, I don't get why movies like this are hyped, because there's nothing here. It's not a bad film. I think it's even a good film, but it's like, that's it. It's just good. It's good because it's funny. How is it funny? It's kind of a difficult movie to explain because it's a very subjective side of comedy. Like, comedy is not as subjective as people say. Like, what makes you laugh is what's subjective, but good comedy is not subjective. Like, you can make a well-written good comedy. If it doesn't make some people laugh, that's fine, but it's still a well-written good comedy. Like, that's the fact of it, you know. But I don't know. I just never got into that one. I like it. I'll turn on every now and then. I've probably only seen it twice, though, because I watched it once to do a video on it, and then I watched it again, because I actually wanted to watch it, and I enjoyed it a lot more the second time. Number 4, Men in Black. There's just nothing to this movie for me to like. I did a review of the whole original Men in Black trilogy. I didn't touch the new one. I don't own the new one. I don't even know if I ever want to see that one. Here's the thing. I like Men in Black 2 over Men in Black 1 because I feel like Men in Black 1 does not embrace any of the goofiness and silliness that it should to make this a good movie. It's just a stupid movie. It's got a lot of issues. The issues in the first Men in Black are a lot more noticeable compared to the second one because the second one is actually embracing the stupid aspects and having fun with it, and this movie isn't, and that is the problem with this movie. It doesn't embrace what it needs to embrace. It's just a stupid movie, and I know that's kind of mean to say to it, but that is what it is. Like, it's just not. It's not a well-written, smart movie. There's no dialogue or anything that's well written and well put together. And a film like this obviously does not need to be. But there's not enough here to really sink your teeth into compared to the second one. And in fact, people trash on the second one, and I can't understand that one. Why people do that, because they're having fun with it. They know what they're doing. This time, they didn't know what they were doing. They were kind of just setting up these characters in this world, and it did a decent job at it, but it didn't do enough to actually fix the problems here. And obviously, the second one has the aspect where they bring back Tommy Lee Jones' character after his memory wiped, which was kind of a dumb thing to do. But they actually had a reason for it within the movie, and they put things together to make it decent enough. I don't know. I don't care about Men in Black in general. But yeah, I mean, there you go. It's just a stupid freaking movie. People want to argue with me about Men in Black. I can't understand that. But number 3, Sound of Music. Amazing cinematography, amazing music, amazing performances, especially from the child performances. The set design is amazing. Even some of the dialogue here is amazing. It's such a well-made, put-together movie, but I don't like it. I don't like this movie. Why? I don't really know why. I just don't get into it. Maybe it's the length. It is quite a long movie, but I can't trim it down because it needs to be that long. It really does. Maybe it could be edited down just a wee bit, but not by much. Because this is such a fantastic movie. It's such a really, really freaking good movie, but just doesn't work for me, and that's okay. Like, I'm acknowledging that this is a well-made film. See, this might be a controversial video, but I wouldn't even understand why. Because everything about these movies is I'm acknowledging they're all pretty good movies, or at least decent, or whatever, except for like Men in Black, which I kind of trashed a little bit, but it's like, I mean, it's still a good movie, it's still like a fine movie. It's not as bad as I was making it out to be, but you know, it's like, that's the thing. I'm not going to ever understand why this is going to be a controversial video, but it's really going to piss some people off, because they don't want to hear, wow, you think this movie's just fine? Well, oh, how dare you? I think it's an amazing 10 out of 10 movie. It's like, calm down. It's just the movie's fine. Number 3, yeah. Is this 3? Yeah, there's 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, it's 3. E.T., the extraterrestrial. Most people just call it E.T., but I don't know. While I've grown to like this movie over time, the cinematography and some of the performances from the child actors is actually fantastic. The puppet work with E.T. is amazing. There's so much good stuff here. I mean, this is just an amazing movie. So much great crap in this movie. Such a well-made film. Where I don't get into this movie is the story. There isn't much of a story. And while, yeah, that is okay, it works for this movie, it just never got me into the film. Like, there's not much here. I like the film. I own the film, for crying out loud. I bought it in a $13 collector's edition with this VHS slipcover. I never truly loved this movie. Because, in my opinion, it is alright for what it is, with some amazing aspects. And that's just the way I feel about this movie. I'm never, ever going to, like, deny that is a really well-made, great movie, but it doesn't work for me. Tang Commandments. Some people are really going to hate this. In my opinion, this movie is okay. It has some amazing technical effects, performances. But I don't like the fact that this movie focuses more on Moses being old. Because there's a better version right here that doesn't feature Moses old, features the brothers' relationship more, and actually develops the characters in a deeper, stronger connection. And it has amazing music, has amazing score. This movie also has an amazing score. But in terms of which version I like better, for a multitude of reasons, I really need to review this movie at some point. This movie is so much better. And this movie is not terrible. This movie is not terrible. It's just not as good as this one. This is the better version. And no one can convince me otherwise, because look at this. Look, they're very different versions. Some of you might say it's unfair to compare the versions. I don't think it's that unfair, because this is a really great movie. And I'm not saying it isn't a great movie. I'm just saying it's not. It's just okay compared to this version. But they're both great movies in their own right. And this thing did a lot for cinema and history of film, but there's not enough here to truly convince me that this is the better version of the movie. This one will never be as acknowledged as a great film like this one is. A lot of yes, there are people who love this movie, but there are more people that love this version and have seen this version. When this is number one, this is a shorter version. This is about like over 3 hours. This condenses the story down just enough and actually makes the story stronger and adds more depth to the story in shorter time length. That is the thing here. This cannot even condense the story short enough. And yeah, I mean, it's a great film and it needs to be its length, but it's just not on the same level as this one is. And I don't know why this movie never gets the respect it does. It really should. And maybe that's why I don't like this movie this much, because I know this version exists and it's the same story, but it doesn't have the same amount of respect, I guess. Maybe I'd like both equally if they both got the same amount of respect. Probably, honestly, but I still think there's part of me that still won't like this one as much. And I think they're just, I don't know. This is an amazing movie with amazing dialogue. I mean, there's just so much great about this movie. Also, this version, you can tell they did more research into a multitude of different cultures. Of course, they did that with this version too, but not as much as this one, because you can really tell in the film how much research that they actually did. So yeah, that's the way I feel about that. Now, this one's really gonna piss some people off, so let's just rip that Band-Aid off right now. Ghostbusters! I don't like Ghostbusters that much. I do not like Ghostbusters that much. I think Ghostbusters is okay. I don't laugh out loud while watching this movie. And maybe it's just because the first time I watched it, maybe I need to watch it again. I probably do. But from the first viewing of this movie, I thought it was okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay. It's okay, people. I'm going to put this down before I piss people off. But seriously, I think there are aspects to this movie that are really great, but I don't love the movie the way everyone else does. I think it's just fine. I mean, for me personally, I mean, it's fine. It's great. It's a great movie, but I don't get into it. And if I really want to put another one on this list, The Sandlot. I don't understand why the hell people love this one so much. It's good for what it is. It's like a fine, acceptable little cute baseball movie. Wow. Okay, but there's nothing great about it. There's people quoting it. I guess it's a childhood movie. Like, all the 90s kids love this movie. Okay, but it's not a great movie, though, so stop praising it as one.